welcome one and all to this today's Templar Report with me, your guest presenter, Jim Dowson. Somebody's saying there in Spanish, I could speak a bit of Spanish. Hola, buenos dias. Buenos dias, muchachos. What's that thing I used to say in Spain? Muchachos, borracho. That means really drunk, I think. Not sure. Anyway, nice to see you all. Who's in the room today? We have Anthony H. How you doing? Ewan Eggerstrom. Big Ewan, how you doing, brother Ewan? Going to miss you, no being at this night ceremony, brother. Going to miss you. Marion's very upset about it, Ewan. Very upset. Isn't you, Marion? Yes. Yeah? His man's got commitments. He's got to work. But there we go. Christopher Strid, how you doing? And Mitch Cameron, how you doing? Lift off on Sunday. But Mitch, we need to know when are you arriving here and where. Are you flying into Belfast, Dublin? You need to tell us, brother. You need to tell us. I'm flat out getting your room ready. You have no idea. We're in here Saturday. We were doing bit of Sunday. Oh, my goodness. We're into concrete the floor so you don't fall down holes. I'll show you later. Anyway. John Kopasaki, how you doing? Got his lovely bedding. But I had a big disaster today, let me tell you, for a really wee bit of scripture. Got your nice bed and all that. And I had 3 mattresses in storage. Really good. What's the name called? What's the name? Rylon. These are about 1,500 quid, $2,000 a mattress. And I had 3 of them. I got them duck cheap, like 20 quid each. I had them in storage and I'm up to date to get them. And the door's seal had burst. So there was 2 good mattresses, 2 of these really expensive ones, and one, okay. Of course, during the winter, it's been raining cats and dogs here. The 2 really, really expensive mattresses, rotted, black, disintegrated, rot, because the water's been getting in. And the mattress is not just as good, but it's still good. Perfect. Isn't that just the way of things? So I need to go and find a couple of good mattresses, and I'm fussy with mattresses. Anyway, we've got your nice bed and your goose down and feather quilt. We've got your lovely mattress toppers. We've got your lovely feather pillows. The whole shebang. In fact, I'll show you one in a minute. Sammy, get us one of them pillows. I'll show them it. Anyway, Brian Siddock, how you doing? Scott Phillip, hello, compadres. How you doing? Muchachos. Westover 1314, how are you? Hugo de Cadella, how you doing? I meant to phone you back, forgot about it. Anyway, let me show you this beautiful pillow. Look at these. I'm very funny with pillows as well. Only feather. I don't like any of them. And this is, hold on. Where is it? Where does it say this? What's this made of? Goose feather and down. Yes. 40% goose down and 60% goose feather. Look at them. 4 of them and the big duvet to match it and nice bedding and all that stuff and a beautiful big Mexican pine bed because I know you're near the Mexican border. I wanted you to feel at home. So there you go. Then we can speak a bit of Spanish. Yes. Thanks, Ewan, putting that up. And Paul Telford, God bless you. Paul Telford is the model for the way British nationals should be. Paul has got more kids than, I'm telling you, the man, he's just, him and his brood are the most fertile people on earth. And if everybody had as many kids and grandkids as Paul Telford, no more problem in this country. Simple as that, no more problem. But they won't do it. People are demented. You're flying into Dublin and take the bus up to Belfast and spending Sunday night there. Oh, bus to Comber Monday. You'll see him on Monday? Yes, I'll give a bit of time to clean up. I can't show you my trousers, but I come in doing the suit today. I don't know why, because I'm absolutely filthy. I need to get it dry cleaned. So I've no tie on anything. Please excuse my rather shabby appearance. But there we are. Look at that. I'll take a Mike Lindell as my pillow. Anyway, listen, we read. We're in the Psalm 39 and the verse 6. Hear ye the Lord. Surely every man walketh in a vain shew. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, knowing not who shall gather them. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Amen. And we know the Lord will add his blessing to this, the public reading of his infallible, inspired, and inerrant word. And the people of God said, Amen. And isn't that the truth? You've been reading a lot through Ecclesiastes recently. Ecclesiastics, I can't pronounce it. Ecclesiasticals or Ecclesiastes. Anyway, that's a great part of the Bible. And vanity, all is vanity. And as you make up this massive wealth and property, and look at Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, soon they'll die. And then what? And then what? What was it all about? What did you build? What did you make? What did you do? And the good thing is here, and all you people, me and everybody here, we're doing something. So when we're dead, this will continue on. It's maybe more than Elon Musk can say. And this will be used for centuries by our people who are maybe, I mean, listen, this is going to be like, in a few years' time, it's going to be like the sort of Middle Ages in Europe again. It'll be wars and pestilence and famines and horrific times. It's definitely coming. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. I've got some figures to tell you later on. And this will be important. This will be important for our people. I would rather have that than leaving behind $10 billion. I can tell you that. That's a fact. In fact, I was looking at the figures the other day there. Me and Mr. Griffin were talking about it, and I was talking about to Jada Franson as well. The official figures, if you Google it right now and say, what's the birth rate of the United Kingdom, it'll say 1.4. Now, I know that's not true because I'm me, and I know these things, and I've been studying it for 25 years. I says, that's not true. But it doesn't matter how much you Google it, and AI it, it'll come up 1.4. However, if you go around another way to look at the figures, because they try and hide them, if you look at how many babies last year in Britain were born to non-British women, actually, women who were not born in Britain, okay, it's 35%. So if you extrapolate some more, you get to the figure that only 51% of all babies born in Britain last year were to white British people. 51%. So 40. So it's 50-50 roughly. 50-50. Now here's the other thing. When I was born in 1964, oh my goodness, you know how old I am. Marion, I've exposed myself. They all know I'm an old guy now. Marion's older than me. But anyway, when I was born, there was just under 1 million live births in Britain. All British, all white. Okay? Last year, there was 600 and something thousand births. Yeah, in Britain. But 50% of them are not us. So there was 350,000 white British births last year. But in 1964, it was a smaller population then. It was like 48 million. In 1964, there was 1 million white births. Last year, 350,000. This is a disaster. And if you consider that 500,000 English people die every year, and only 300 British people die every year, and there's only 300,000 being born, we're losing 200,000 net a year. Plus 500,000 and rapidly growing now are leaving the country every year permanently. They're just leaving Britain. Used to be 200,000-300,000. Now it's 500,000. Next year it'll be 600,000 and so on and so forth. So basically we've got a net loss every year of almost 1 million. And legal migration is bringing in 1 million. So it's not just a disparity. If we were maintaining our population, there was 1 million coming in, it'd still be a disaster. But when we're dropping 1 million, they're getting up 1 million. You see what I mean? Even you're talking about in 10 years' time, it'll be because in 10 years' time, my generation will be dead, the big baby boomers. So you're talking right now, the white population of Britain's about 48 million. 48 million. And there's 20 million foreigners in here. In 10 years' time, those figures will be very drastic. Those figures will be 35 million white British and about 35 million them in 10 years. Not 20 years, not 30 years, in 10 years. But if you want a country is really controlled by anybody, it's the under 40s. That's how you look at the demographics of who runs a country. It's the under 40s. We're certainly in the teenage years, say 16-year-olds, they are probably equal with us now. So in another 10 years, we'll be not just equal pegging. No. They'll be outnumbering us under 40s by 2 to 1. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So this place we're building here is crucially important because this will be the citadel. This will be a fortress. I'm hoping there's more of them, but we've got to start somewhere. And hopefully by this example here, other people will do the same. But this is going to be here to serve our people and proclaim the gospel when the lights go dim and the gospel light is almost snuffed out. It won't be snuffed out because we'll be here to light it up again and carry it through the darkness all over Europe and America and anywhere else. So it's a great work we're involved in, folks. God bless you all for helping with this thing. Amen. Has that dog been up here again? Did that dog get up here? Was she up here a minute ago? Was she? I never seen her. She's always upstaging me. I'm fed up with her. There you go. Mitch Cameron says it may be the only safe place for Christians anyway, our Priory compound. Absolutely. In the Blessed Chapel. Amen. This will be, I mean, the amount of English now that are flooding into Northern Ireland's unbelievable. They're coming in big numbers. So Sinn Féin IRA's plan for United Ireland, you can forget that, because there's about 500,000 English coming here. But just in a practical setting, you know, we need to help people. But again, we need to put English Christians first. If a load of toothless, godless English turn up, yes, I'll be very sympathetic to them, but we must put our Christian brethren before everything else. So if you're watching this, my English friend, and you're not a Christian, and you're coming over here for help, we'll help you if we can, but it'll be after we help our English Christian brethren. Simple as that. Because we're no Marconi, so we can only help so many. So we have to do what we need to do. Excellent, brilliant. Now let me show you some stuff. Let me see. Let me show you a wee couple of the things. There you go. Look at this. Look at this. Here's the bathroom. There you go. There's that's the shower hanging on the left there. You can't really see it. That's the shower enclosure starting in. But that's a beautiful sink and a beautiful toilet put in. That wall's getting dressed, but it's all in. It's all working. Press buttons, everything, flushes, everything. All the pipes in. My son, who's a plumber, had to come and give us a hand with this, actually. He's busy, but he came in on Saturday. He was in here the whole day on Saturday, and I helped him, and he got all this plumbed in, because the plumbing people, it's hard to get them unless you book them. But our James helped us out and got all this done. So tomorrow we do the concrete, and I'll show you that. This is the corridor. We're having the concrete, because that was all pipes. That was low. I don't know if you remember that. That was all pipes and all sorts of stuff. So I thought, we can't have Mitch and Sherry, because they're going to have to shower in the chapter house, so we can't have them traipsing through the pipes. They'll break their neck. So that's all getting concreted tomorrow. So that's 3-inch polished, what do you call that stuff? Insulation, okay? So there you go. Yeah, that's 3-inch insulation. We've got 4 inches of concrete. Then we've got the pipes. They're everywhere. It's like spaghetti junction. And then we've got the 3 inches of that PIR insulation. And then there's going to be 4 inches of screed on top of it. Okay? It's just so we had to hurry up, because Mitch and Sherry get in and out there. Because the shower's not working in there, the electricity's not there, so they have to get into the chapter house to get a shower. So I didn't want them traipsing over all the pipes and maybe falling, because I mean, it'd be a bit of a problem, that. So that's all going to be nice and done. And so we're getting there. We don't have the final floor down in Mitch and Sherry's room, but we've got the 1/2-inch plywood down. It's all varnished, so you'll need to put up with that. We'll not get the other floor down, but we might get that down. Who knows? So there you go. We're cracking on with it. Yep. And the good news is, and I tell you, it was a bit of a struggle, but we've now got this more or less paid for. It was a wee bit of a struggle there. I was a bit worried about it. But there you go. There you go. So we've got all that. And again, a lot of stuff. Look at it all. So it's just a matter now systematically working through it and getting it down. There's the sand and cement that came the other day to cement these pipes in. But look at that wee dainty toilet. It's quite neat. That's an 800 by 800 shower. In America, what is that for you Americans? Because you won't, like me, I don't really work with them millipedes. It's 32 inches square. So it's reasonable size shower. Well, as for us in America, it's probably tiny. But that's the shower there. That's the blue film. We need to peel that off. And that's your sink, which is quite a good sink. Dual tap toilet. 2 flushes, big flush, wee flush. And that's it. So there we go. We're getting there. Slow but sure. Yeah, there we go. Hope that looks all right. It's coming along nicely. Yep. Brother Paul Jarish is working on getting his property to be a safe place. Brother P is good. Yep, good place, Brother Robert II. Yep, absolutely. Amen. Yep, Brian Slick says, loving the progress. So am I. I just wish it was finished. It's been a long road. But anything that's worthwhile doing is worthwhile suffering from. Anyway, I wanted to show you some stuff here. Oh, aye, and remember this window's going in. Hopefully that'll be going in next week. This window at the top of the stairs. What do you think of that? Eh? That's going at the top of the stairs. Did you see this window, Marion? No. Well, I'll show you it, hen. Marion's coming off for a wee look. What do you think of that? No, at the top of the stairs. We had the old window. That's going in it now.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's very Celtic, and it's very Irish.
Very Irish.
Very Irish. Well, why not? That's a belter, isn't it? What do you think of that? It's absolutely fantastic. I just love that big Celtic cross. It's gorgeous. So that's what's going in there. Anyway, couple of things I want to talk about. The demographics are really shocking, not just in Britain, but also in America. I don't know if you know this, but have a look at this chart here. From 1973 till 2011, the decline in the sperm count in Western man is dropped by 2/3. Now, that's 73 to 2011. It's now 2026. It's much worse now. Plus, if 73, if you go back to 1963, it's higher there again. So you're talking about we're down to about a quarter of the sperm rate, the fertility rate, a quarter than it was 50 years ago. That's not normal. What is going on? Sammy was telling me it's a lot of the spraying they put on the nylon and all that underpants, undergarments causes it. Some African countries don't even allow it. And places like Timor are using dangerous levels and banned in a few countries now. But I don't know what I think it's a combination. I do think it's the chemicals maybe in your clothing. That's why I only wear cotton. Know that I'm going to be producing any children anytime soon. You never know. But I only wear cotton underwear. Yes, I only wear cotton. I advise you to do the same. But there's something wrong. It's maybe the water. It's maybe the processed food. It's maybe the plastic bottles. I don't know. But you don't drop 3/4 here. You're only a quarter fertile as you were 50 years ago. No, you're dropping about 80% fertility. And then, so that must make it difficult for women to get pregnant. But then we have aborted 1/3 of the last generation. 1/3 of everybody who managed to be conceived is being aborted. This is like double suicide. This is like the white race in Britain and America and Germany and France. We're going to commit suicide. So we've got a knife at our heart and we've got a gun at our head and we go 1, 2, 3 and we stab ourselves in the heart and shoot ourselves in the head and then fall off a cliff into a volcano. This is madness. This is the people. If anybody survives, they're going to look back and think, was that generation completely mental? Were they mentalists? Were they deranged? Quite obviously so. Aye, Mitch says food, clothes, stress, plastic bottles, etc. Well, I've always been very stressed all my life. The jobs I've ever done, I managed to knock the kids out, no problem at all. But I don't know what it is. I think it's something funny. I think it's maybe these vaccines as well, you know. I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? Sounding like brilliant. Selfless service, brother Mitch. Yep, absolutely. Near future, yes. I spoke to Andy this morning. Lovely man. Do you know Andy Lightman here, a brother in the chat here? He's got the most, God, I wish I took a picture of it. He's got the most gorgeous Springer Spaniel. I take it you all know what a Springer Spaniel looks like. They're the most, a wee dog with wee white and brown, with wee fob ears. That's what this creature's meant to be. Holly, come on. This is what this thing's meant to be. But unfortunately, Jack Russell got to his mother. And I've ended up with this Tasmanian devil. Like this dog is like a honey badger. It is. It's like a honey badger. It's totally insane. It got out of the cage the other night, ate a part of my video camera, chewed the lead after you charge it with. And how did he even get that cage? I don't know. Nobody knows. Holly is a honey badger, but Andy's is a pure Springer Spaniel. It's got the wee brown ears and the wee white face and the brown spots and that. And it's just the most. And it's just looking at the owner. Oh, I love you so much. That's what I thought I was getting. I have got a Tasmanian devil, honey badger dog. Anyway, what can you do? I still like it. I've had 2 Springer Spaniels, unlimited energy. You want to try and mix them with a Jack Russell? They've got unlimited energy and they're mental. They bite. I took it to the pub the other night. On Friday, I nip over at the pub, you see. The old man's pub across the road, not a big modern pub. And I was in there and it's growling and snarling and everything. It's start raving mad. And I had it on the bar stool, and it shakes because that Jack Russell shake, running a shake, crazed. They're like the Joe Pesci, the dog world, isn't they? Anyway, this big fella came on. He says, "Oh, I like your dog. Does it bite?" I says, "Aye, it does a bit. Better just be careful." Oh, I'm good with dogs. Like, touch it. Holly had him, bit him. Told you. Don't know what you want from me. Told you. Anyway. Yeah, she's a good dog. I like her because she's a free spirit. She's a Springer Spaniel's very English and very genteel. Holly's got a bit of the mad, crazy Celtic nature in her. She's mad as a brush. Anyway, look at that figure. It's crazy. This infertility, really scary. Another thing I noticed with this is the rise of feminism. What does feminism produce? Not just feminism, just women in general voting, and it's the same all over the world. The Democrats would never be voted in again if women weren't allowed to vote. The Labour Party in Britain would never be voted again if women weren't allowed to vote. Look at the picture here. Here you go. House of Commons. This is our Parliament. If if only women 18 to 50 could vote. Look at it. Green, that's the real wacko, crazy, lefty, liberal lunatics, pro-trans, you name it. Look, they would dominate the entire thing if it was just women voting. Because, and Jada Francis spoke about this many times, women all over the world are prone to be very liberal and lacking in discernment, and they're very soft. They say, oh, I don't know about that, we should leave that guy. You know, the death penalty was abolished in this country, mainly because the women's vote, and we can't get it back because of the women's vote. It's quite incredible. But that's for another show. And if you look at the decline of the West, it starts roughly when women got the mandate to vote. They shouldn't be voting, or they should only vote the way their husband votes, because how can a house divided stand? A house divided upon itself cannot stand. So there's no point giving a woman the vote, because she should vote every time the same as her husband. And the whole reason you get the vote is because you're prepared one day, if your country calls you, to take up arms and go and fight and probably die or have a horrible maimed injury. Women don't do that. And now in Germany, they're saying, oh, we need to call people up national service. Guess what? Women are exempt. Really? Really? Women are exempt? We've had 50 years of being rammed down our throat equality. Laws passed that women cannot be discriminated against. There was not enough women in a company. You've got to lay off men to let women in. But when it comes to signing up and getting a rifle and maybe risking your life, women are exempt. No. And I don't hear any of the liberals, any of the feminists complaining about that. Oh, Brian Sirik said, Springers do suffer from a thing they called Springer rage at times. That's what that thing's going all the time. Well, I can only imagine mixing with Jack Russell, because Jack Russell's a bonkers anyway. So that's I never knew that. Springer rage. Frightening. Women run the education system. 90% of psychologists are leftist women. Of course. Of course. I see them all the time. I see these women all the time. I see the woman the other day in an interview. She said, you know, this carry on where you have to have a man and a woman to make a baby. I mean, this is just a social construct. This is a racist social construct. A racist social construct. She says this nonsense. A man and a woman have to make a baby. That's a racist social construct. How else? How do you do it then? You have a sperm, you have egg. Yeah, it's racist. It's a racist social construct. These people are wacko jacko. They're crazy. They're absolutely mental. They should be. I mean, look, I had another chat there, but I don't know what it is. 70% of people women in this country of United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, 70% of women in this country are on psychotropic drugs. You know, these nerve tablets and I don't know what you call them. What do you call them things marrying women or crazy women? Are you on any nerve tablets and antidepressants? Didn't think so. No, marrying drinks. That's
Mental pause.
The mental pause. No, this is nothing to do with it. This is from young lassies right up until they're 70%. 70%. Imagine if you'd 70% of men. Imagine if in a company, all the men come in and say, oh, by the way, we're all on antidepressants and nerve tablets and this, that, and the next thing. You'd probably say, you can't come to work because it could be dangerous, you know, operating machinery and all that. 70% of women are on psychotropic drugs. It says it all, doesn't it? It's not right. Anyway, I need to go in here. I'm rabbiting on here. I've got things to show you. Right, what am I showing you? What is that there? I don't know. What is that? Hold on. I don't know what this. Just bear with me. I know that there's good stuff here, but I want to show you this. I don't know what this. I just wonder what that was. Aye, we're talking about culture. Right, we're talking about culture. Now I want to show you some stuff here. If I can find it. I hope this is it. Wait, we'll see. If this passes for culture, and it does, this is the worldwide culture and it's getting pushed through the music industry onto our youth. Now, you tell me what you think it is. He's pawing the woman like a panther or something like that. You see, European culture, African culture. Listen, I'll say it before and I'll say it again. We're not the same. We just ain't the same. And I tell you, I don't know how that man put it. If that big thing had jumped on me, she would have broke my back. And if she landed on the ground, that would have been my hips gone. I'd have been dead, hospitalised. Of course it's obscene, Roger. Of course it's obscene. It's absolutely disgusting. It's utterly disgusting. Revolting stuff. Well, that's interesting. Mitch Cameron says 100% of those mass shooters are on those SSRI class antidepressants in America. I know. It's crazy stuff. I don't know what's going on. What's happening here? Things are buzzing. That's just horrible, isn't it? Oh, big Paul can't make it this year. We'll miss you, Paul. It's just outrageous, isn't it? But look at this. Here's some culture from the Caucasus, where the Caucasian name comes from, the Caucasus, which is just sort of south of Russia. It's part of southern Russia kind of thing. Look at this for high culture. See, a lot of Europeans, especially a lot of Americans, don't leave the country very much. You don't really know what's going on in the rest of the world. And people think the Caucasus and those places in the Middle East, like Azerbaijan and all these places, are like hellholes. No. They're very sophisticated. This is from like Georgia and whatnot. Very sophisticated, high class culture. Have a look, see what you think of this.
Айтма борçluman sağa Şunça da şulay güzel Nege görünün mağa Şunça da şulay güzel Nege görünün mağa Adimik ayman tüger Adım şaydın denizge Ay bulutta girgene Aylanır Mahmet sizge Ay bulutta girgene Aylanır Mahmet sizge
Is that not incredible? It's as if they're on wheels. It's as if they're on wheels. It's bizarre. I might try it to be tiny. I don't know how to do it. But there you go. That's the Caucasus, you know. Now, economically, we're miles ahead of them, miles and miles and miles ahead of them. You always go there. I always find the east of Europe and all that, because I'm old enough to remember it, and you wouldn't know if you were there. It stuck about 1972. Now, everyone just feels like about 1972, because that's when we were roughly equal. Then we went, well, America would maybe the 60s. You went like, so to an older American, it would feel like maybe the late 50s to an American, early 70s to a Brit. It's just, you can tell. But culturally, these people are so far advanced to us, ancient cultures. And, you know, I'm an old hillbilly, so we're a bit rough around the edges. You know, we're a bit rough around the edges, the hillbillies. We don't have high culture like that. But it's brilliant, isn't it? It's crazy stuff. Anthony says, work out 6 days, Sunday off. Well done, right here. Short, quick steps. Absolutely, but I don't think I could do it. No, I don't think I could do it. I know for a fact I couldn't do it. It'd be the end of me if I tried that. It'd be awful. But great culture. And compare that to that horrible, revolting base twerking. Now, you know, a lot of us are men in here and all the rest of it. We're very susceptible to the curves and shapes of a shapely woman. Yes, myself included. Although as I get older now and blinder, it's a lot easier. But I'm telling you right now, that twerking has never done anything for me. It makes me physically sick. It makes me ill. It's revolting. It's disgusting. It is absolutely repellent to me. And I'm a red-blooded male. That makes me vomit. It's disgusting. And I don't think it should be allowed. You shouldn't be allowed to dance like decency, you know, public morals and all that. Do you remember we used to have a board that in Britain with the British Board of Censorship, and in America you had the Hollywood censorship. They were really strict. You couldn't do a kiss for more than 3 seconds and all that. What happened to that? Where did it all go? Where's all the censorship went? Where's it went? Is this another free speech? That free speech can be a dangerous thing. No. There should be a commission like we used to have in America and in Britain. They looked after the public morals, and they would look at films and say, no, you can't put that in, and you can't put bad language in it, and you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, and some of the best films that Gone with the Wind, for example, Gone with the Wind. I don't give a deal, darling. And you can only kiss Scarlett O'Hara for a couple of seconds, because other than that, it could corrupt the public morals. We need to get back to that. And that's why people criticise Iran, because they've still got that moral police who don't allow any of that stuff. And people say, oh, we need to smash that regime because they're oppressing the people. We need some oppression in the West from this filth. We need a board of governors or whatever who look at this stuff that we used to have, the censorship boards, and censor this stuff for the benefit of the public morality. Never mind the free speech. Ban this filth. Ban that twerking. See you later, Brian. That's what you were called their standards and practices. We had the British Board of Censors, and they were very strict, and I know they were even stricter in America. When did that go away? Can anybody tell me that? I think we done away with it in the 80s in Britain. I think in the 1980s it got done away with. I don't know when it got done away with in America, but I really pray to God that they bring it back sooner rather than later. So there we go. Right, that was that filth. Absolutely revolting. Now, we had there's a wee bit of bad language in this, but we're all adults. This was a wee English woman, wee English girl, young girl in England, getting harassed by one of the newcomers, one of the invading hordes, but he picked the wrong lassie. Apart from her language and on ladylike conduct, something like this would happen if one of these invaders did this to Jada Franson. It'd be much similar result. Have a look at this.
So this dirty motherfucker think he could catcall me in the park, so I took his shit, kicked his fucking drink in his face. Oh, what are you drinking? Let's see. What's this? Some dirty drink, bruv. Should I die? Dickhead. Furthermore, wait, one more, wait. I'm not your sister. Not your sister. You think you can catcall women? You can't catcall women in the park. This is what happens when you talk shit on women.
Shouldn't you laugh? She hit him with his own bottle. That's cheap whiskey, by the way, he was drinking. Maybe a Muslim, they don't drink. Well, I don't mean that was cheap. That was a whiskey bottle she belted him with twice. He'll think it twice before he tries to get near another young English lassie. Because there's some English lassies that are very fierce. Like, oh, sorry about the language, but you can imagine that lassie's probably been thinking, this guy's going to rape me or something. but I don't think so. I'm going to attack him. And she sat about him up with a whiskey bottle. Phew. She's a feisty one. She hit him twice with his bottle. But I'll fix him. I'll sort him out. But there's probably a couple of guys behind her, or else that guy maybe would have went for her and killed her, because these people are very, very vicious, you know, very vicious people. But good, that's what we need. And then, you know, the decline of the Western society, I've seen this today, and I haven't seen this before. I've seen it in Philadelphia, but somebody sent me this, and I thought, good grief, what is this? San Francisco. Now, remember, my favourite song of all time in my earliest memory song was Gary Puckett, Union Gap. Young girl, get out of my mind. Do you remember that? That's my earliest memory, walking down the lane near the old steelworks down by the railway embankments. I grew up in an industrial hellhole. It's like the Rust Belt in America. And like Philadelphia, I grew up similar with steelworks and everything. And I remember walking down, holding my neighbour's hand. Next door, there was 10 girls, and Big Irene take me down there. And Gary Puckett, the Union Gap, was on the radio. So I must have been a month short of 4. It was 3 months and 3 years and 11 months old. And I remember it. And my second earliest memory was this other song. We call him Scott McKenzie. If you're going to San Francisco, wear some flowers in your hair. There's all flower power and love and all the rest. Then it turned into a hideous, gay, just a vile place. And I'm going to show you this in a minute. The drugs have hit there now. But I looked into it. Why did San Francisco become so gay? And it's the US Army's fault. Did you know that? US Army's fault, because during the Second World War, they discharged thousands of men for having rather strange morals, and they just get rid of them. They used to give them a blue sheet. So you discharged from the army, normally a white sheet. They gave them a blue sheet, never said anything, just a blue sheet. So if you ever produced that to anybody they knew, dodgy. So all these port cities tended to be where the army sent them back to. So if they're overseas, they'd be sent back, and a lot of them from the Pacific War ended up landing in San Francisco. So that's why it's got a disproportionately high gay population since the war. So that's where they all settled. But now the drugs have come in. So from the heady years of flower power, we're going to change the world, everyone's going to be wonderful, to this now. This is what San Francisco looks like now. Not all of it, but some of it. Have a look at this. This is tragic.
Youngster, pull your pants up. Pull them up.
Oh shit, you got the same last idea.
What y'all getting up? Fitting on? Somebody stepped on it? It was an accident. Trying to do clean it? Huh?
This different than when I had him got put the switch wheel on me.
Pull the switch wheel on you? What is it?
I don't know. It's different. What I had was
What is supposed to be?
it was supposed to be fentanyl.
Fentanyl and crystal?
Yeah.
So you mix them both? Wow, that's powerful. Y'all sitting up getting high together. Y'all know each other's name. He said, what's your name again? Oh, nice to meet you.
No, I know you're not.
Youngster, let me ask you a question. What city you from?
Sacramento and Placerville.
Sacramento, Placerville. Got that. What city you from?
From Washington.
Washington. God. You okay? I just like to know what city, like how many people come to San Francisco from different states or cities.
Yeah, I've been here.
Yeah.
How long you been here?
Since me and her have been here since February 24th.
February 24th. Why you come
Yeah,
down? What was your reason for coming to San Francisco?
What happened to us?
Yeah.
We just lost, literally, we lost our house, our dog passed away, and his mom passed away almost in 2 months, and we just left,
But
honestly.
what made y'all decide to stay in San Francisco? You said it a minute ago.
There's more money here. There's more money here. There's more opportunities, and it's 106 degrees in the daytime here in Sacramento
And
right
it's
now.
cheaper. Dope's cheaper here, and
The what's cheaper?
the dope's cheaper here, and
The dope is cheaper here.
a lot nicer here than the weather, that's for sure.
The dope is cheaper here. Is the dope better here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all stay there. Stay safe.
Thank you. You as well.
All right.
I mean, what do you say? And, you know, if you've never been living amongst these people, it's very easy to be all doughy-eyed and very Christian. Well, you think it's Christian. And say, oh, we need to help these people and all the rest of it. You know, John Calvin had a great thing about charity. You've got to be very careful with charity because most of the time people give because they want to feel better, not the actual person. So you've got to be careful with charity. But I lived in Glasgow, which was a city destroyed by heroin junkies. And there's very few of them can actually be helped. And well, obviously every country's got limited resources, and there's veterans and old people who've worked all their life, and they're really struggling for cash and money. And I really don't think, and this is going to shock you, I don't think it's worth us spending our limited, when I say that word, that's an important word to remember, limited resources. So you've got XYZ dollars in your hand. You got a choice. That old veteran who's fought for his country, who's maybe got a limb missing, and he's not very well, and he's struggling now in old age, you either give the money to him or you give it to one of these junkies. That's your choice, because money doesn't grow on trees. You've only got a limited supply of money. I would not give these people any money. You remember the guy who used to run the Philippines? He executed, first of all, drug dealers, and then he started going after drug takers. And I grew up in Glasgow, and I would have no hesitation but to round all these people up and execute them. Get them gone. The drug dealers, drug takers, get them gone. They're such a drain in our society. You know, I remember I had a video camera years ago. They were quite expensive. And I videoed my youngest daughter, Sarah Jane, and it was Easter Monday, 1990 something, can't remember, 92 or something. And I videoed her. There's the only video I had of that kid. Videoed her coming down the glen and coming on. I videoed it. She had a wee Easter bonnet on. It was all sunny. It was beautiful. It was a lovely thing. And I had my camera in the house, and a junkie broke in and stole that camera with that video in it. And that's robbed me of that forever. I've got that memory in my head, but I could never show her that or show anybody else because you're a junkie. A junkie has to roughly rob about 5 or 6 houses a day to feed his habit. It's a one-man crime wave. Get rid of them. Sorry if that upsets people, but I would off a lot of them. They'd all be gone. They wouldn't be about if it was left to me. Ken, it's all planned out. I've got the paintbrushes never ready. Don't worry, Ken. Don't worry about that. Mandatory in-person rehab or prison sanitarium, no exceptions. I wouldn't even bother, because who's going to pay? Who's going to pay for that rehab? Who's going to pay for that sanatorium? Who's going to pay for all that? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. People need to be responsible for their own actions. It's not worth it. I'd put them down. I really would. Yep. That's my personal. And I've thought about it. You know, it's not just an off-the-cuff remark. I grew up with junkies. I've seen them destroying whole cities. And I just don't think the time and money, it's the money, we've only got a limited supply. So either give it to the deserving pensioner or veteran, or we give it to these people. I wouldn't give them it. You can't just leave them wandering about. So I'd round them up. I'd put them in a gulag up in the middle of nowhere like the Russians do. Just put a place in Alaska that holds 100,000 people and just throw them in the gulag. They die, they die. They don't. Who cares? Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. They're not worth it. Severely addicted, drugs and alcohol. Yep. I can understand that, Andy. You're one of the lucky ones, but sadly, there's far too many, and society just can't bear this weight anymore. They just can't bear this weight anymore. It's just, they can't bear it. It's crazy. But that's good, Andy. God bless you. Well done. There's this dog again. Like stealing the show again. Look. What are you doing up here? You're supposed to be a nice, like Andy's got a nice dog, a proper Springer, a pedigree. And I've got you, a honey badger of a dog. But you're a good wee girl. It's my wee friend. Some people say it's the only friend. So there you go. That is outstanding. It's very good. Get there. Yeah. Send the rest to Greenland. There's nobody in Greenland. Trump's always wanted to take it over. Good idea. Let's take it over and have it the largest open prison in the world. So it's a big place, and we can round up them all here as well in Britain. So all the American junkies and the European junkies, let's send them out to Greenland and see how they get on. That's it. You're a silly dog. That's a mad dog, isn't it? Yeah. She's a wee darling. She's ripped my, see now, she's ripped my couch. She's destroyed everything. But she's not too bad. She doesn't mean it. She just gets a bit excited. Anyway, moving on. Get down, you mad thing. So I want to show you this. You Americans are responsible for this. Not really, because she doesn't even come from America. How many of you guys in America know this creature? The government's banned her from visiting next week. The Tommy rally's on next week. He's raising millions for millions. Robert Shulman, the Shulman Foundation, great word for a Jewish shill. He gave Tommy 100 grand towards the march. He's just raising money like a madman. It's costing about £600,000 for the Tommy march. Imagine you could build two of these for that money. You could build two of these for that money. Let's just go on a march for one day to drink beer and all multicultural weirdos. Anyway, this woman was trying to come and the British government's banned her. Have a look at this.
Pakistan is not known for being the cleanest place on earth. It's actually a dirty shithole full of terrorists. I've never heard anybody say that they want to go to Pakistan for vacation.
Fair enough, neither have I. However, my dear, you're not an American. You are a Colombian from Colombia. Who goes to Colombia for a vacation? And it is also a hole. Colombia. Why don't you go back to Colombia, you horrible, loudmouth, Zionist, shill, reprobate of a woman? Who is that creature? Who is she? She just a horrible, horrible creature. Do you know that woman? Gomez, her name is Gomez, such and such. I don't know. But she's just a reprobate. She's an absolute wretch. And you know, she's not even American. Why is she in America? She's coming to Britain to protest against immigrants. She's an immigrant. The bog of Bogota. Can I tell you something about Bogota, Andy? The first British football player ever to go international transfer was an Airdrie player in my hometown who went to Bogota before the 1920s. It's crazy. That's her. Ivan Egerstrom knows her. Valentina Gomez. That's her. I mean, is it me? I just can't stand her. I can't stand her. Cannot stand. And she does all this Quran burning and all that. Listen, that's no cool. I don't like the Quran. It's a book of Satan. But you don't go about publicly burning things. It's just attention seeking. If she wanted to do that, go back to Colombia and see how you get on there. See how you get on there with your big loud mouth in Colombia. You won't survive a week. You'll be gone. That's her. That's her. Anyway, I don't like the woman. I don't like her one bit. Hold on, I can't see it. I've wrote some here. And in our country, talking about foreigners, in our country, look what we've got. This is the leader of the Conservative Party, you're Republicans. This is our leader of the Conservative Party. What do you see? Yeah, there you go. Have a look at this.
These are not rehearsed questions. I did a long interview on this yesterday. You might disagree with my views. That's fine, but my views are my views. What I am no. These are views. I want people to know. It's very important that people know what it is that they're voting for with me, and what they will have with me is someone who is very, very determined to stop this climate of intimidation and hatred towards Jews. I go to Jewish primary schools that have security guards outside. I don't see that outside any other primary school in this country. I go to supermarkets that have security guards. I go to businesses, Jewish businesses that are having their windows smashed in. Gail's Bakery having graffiti sprayed all over it. We need to stop pretending that this isn't happening. We do not want the 1930s repeated again. And what we see are people making excuses for this. You will never get excuses from me. We need to protect Jewish people.
What about the Muslim
fantastic.
people, the
I'm
rise
very-
of attacks from the Muslim people, though?
Fantastic.
Are they not worth protecting?
Thank you. The people who've died and who've been killed were Jewish people in synagogues. Let's stop pretending that something else is happening.
But this
Thank
isn't
you.
about...
No, it is. It is. It very much is. It very much is. It very much is about Jewish people. And you can say all that you like, but this is how the 1930s started, with people pretending not to see what was happening in front of them. I am not blind. I can see. No. I'm telling people the truth, and they will always know that I stand behind Jewish people and I stand for them. I'm sorry, but I disagree with you. You just have to accept that. Yes, that's too bad.
So there, now you have it. This is the leader of the Conservative Party, which is our equivalent to the Republican Party, Kenny Badenoch. I don't know if you've noticed this, but she ain't one of us. She is a Nigerian. Very well spoken, very well educated, but she's a Nigerian. Shouldn't even be here. Shouldn't even be in this country. Get out. But you heard her. It's all about Jewish people. Because some lunatic tried to stab a couple of Jews the other day with a penknife. Nothing really even that serious in London. The government has now gave them 25 million. Today they've announced they're giving them another 2 million. So 27 million quid for what I don't know. They've already got their own private police. And now they're allowing members of the IDF to patrol the Jewish areas in London. How many Christians are being killed every week in London by Muslims and blacks and Africans? Lots every week. No protection for us, no private police force for us. Jada Franson got charged because she had a Britain First beanie hat on with a badge on it. That's a political uniform. Yet the Jews are on about with full police gear on, and they've got on it police, their own police and all that. No problem. And that's the Prime Minister saying, I stand with the Jewish people. And the woman says, interviewing her, what about the Muslims? What about the Muslims? Do they not get protected? Because Muslims have been attacked as well. Of course they are. I'm not interested. We're not talking about that. It's Jews. I stand for the Jews. I stand for the Jews. I stand for the Jews. This is the British future Prime Minister, allegedly. But she's a Nigerian. So we have another political leader here on the right. She's on the right, supposedly. A guy called Advance, the party's called, and the leader is Ben Habib. His actual real name is Benjamin Wahid Al-Habib, born in Pakistan. This is another right-wing leader. Seriously, you couldn't make this up. You couldn't make it up. It's crazy. So it's not just your government in America that's completely controlled by Israel. Same as us. And they're talking about why is all this? And there was no anti-Semitism here in the 1930s. People are saying, why is everybody hating the Jews now? This is crazy. This is a guy who's a devout Catholic, Jacob Rees-Mogg, and a part of the aristocracy here. He's an MP, Tory, Conservative. He's on the telly the other day, he says, don't understand this anti-Semitism rising in this country. I mean, after October the 7th, do you think there would be sympathy? Oh, come on. Do you think people just woke up one morning and say, we don't like the Jews anymore? No, it's because of Gaza. It's because of Lebanon. It's because of Iran. It's because of Syria. These are all things where Christians have been massacred because they have helped put crazy governments in power and whatnot, or started wars with people. People just didn't wake up 6 months ago and go, do you know something? I'm anti-Semitic. And you're not anti-Semitic anyway, because most Jews aren't even Semites. Arabs are Semites. They're not even Semites. They're Khazars. So this is nonsense. This is utter nonsense. But people just didn't wake up and suddenly think, as a group of people in a country, I don't like them people. No. It's killing 70,000 men, women and children in Gaza. Tipped folk over the brink a wee bit. Even folk that were sympathetic to them, like many of our members. But enough's enough. They say, oh, this is too much. This is just way too much. It's about the West Bank, settlers and Christian villages, and Christians being massacred and murdered, and churches burnt down in Bethlehem and all the other, because I don't know if you know that Bethlehem's in the West Bank. Our people being attacked by these people. And did you know I meant to get the film, but I couldn't find it. Tucker Carlson did it. So if any's watched Tucker Carlson, have a look. It was only the other day. There was a guy, a Christian from Palestine, testifying that last year the Israeli government brought over 1,000 American pastors. 1,000, all expenses paid, to big conferences with Benjamin Netanyahu were there, and all the big boys were there. 1,000 American pastors were paid a jolly to go to Israel. 1,000 pastors. Do you understand how this is unbelievable? So not only do they control Congress and control our parliament, they're also controlling the American churches. They've not really got any of churches yet, but they're controlling the American churches. 1,000 pastors, free visit to Israel. And this is why you get crazy people saying, there's no such place as Palestine. Well, look, there's my Bible at the back there. You see it up there? Palestine. Palestine. Look at your own Bible. Palestine. It is a place. It's been a place for a very long time. Philistinia. It's from the Philistines, land of the Philistines. Gaza, if you look at the Old Testament maps in your Bible, you'll see it. Gaza. It was even during the time of the kingdoms. It was a blocked off area. And it says in it Gaza, and it says Philistine. That was the land of the Philistines. Even then, when they conquered most of it, Gaza, that wee bit, Gaza was always separate. Always. So it's just madness. But when they can bring over 1,000 pastors from America, did you read about this? Did you see this anywhere? No, but it happened. 1,000 pastors were brought over there from America last year. Our churches have been paid for and controlled by these people. Our governments have been paid for and controlled by these people. Lindsey Graham and all them nutcases. It's quite frightening. John says, I can imagine what denomination was for the Schofield Bible where it's ugly head again. I can absolutely assure you that nearly all of them were Baptists. I can guarantee you that. Baptists. Because the pennies are too mental. The pennies are too wacko. It'll be Baptists and these non-denominational bigwigs, but mainly Baptists. It's crazy. Yep. It shows you the power they've got. Yep. So there we go. Moving quickly on, because nearly finished here. So the other day there was a bit of trouble up in Londonderry, and people often say when you're putting flags up in this country, but the police will arrest us. The police will arrest you if they don't think you're going to fight back. Look at the way these kids are behaving. Now remember, our police are armed with sidearms, Glocks, and they've got machine guns and all the rest of it. But look at this the other day, what kids are doing to our armed police force. Now, you might think, why don't the police go out and do something? Because in this country, because the threat of violence is real and proven, they can't get out because probably 100 yards up the road, there's 2 or 3 snipers. These are Republicans. They're probably 2 or 3 one of these dissident IRA groups up the street, hidden in a bush with a high-powered rifle, just waiting for the cops to get out. So what I'm trying to say there, in England and anywhere else, once there's a credible threat established, the police are powerless. You can do what you want. The police are powerless. And it's because nobody's really fought back against the police in England. Not that I'm condoning that or encouraging that, but I'm just saying technicalities about this. If the police thought, we better be very careful here because something terrible could happen, then they're rendered useless, totally useless. So that's what happens here. That was only the other day there. That was the other day. These these communist youth, they went mad and started smashing things up. But there is hope. And finally, I just want to show you this final thing. In the last couple of weeks in Nigeria, our Christian brethren have been slaughtered like sheep. You've no idea. I was talking to Tom Heidenfeder about this. And it's something we should really be praying for much. They've been absolutely annihilated and massacred. Now, the good news is, and I guarantee you didn't see this in Fox News, the other day, Russia blasted them. And I mean blasted them. Killed hundreds of them. Russia went in with airstrikes. And special combat guys went in. But they'd done the airstrikes first, then the combat teams went in, wiped out hundreds of these jihadi crazy people. So I guarantee you never seen that in any of your American or British media. But that's what happened the other day. Trump sent in the warplanes and really, really done a lot of damage, big time. And he said he's going to do it again. If they keep it up, he's going to do it again. So well done to Vladimir Putin. God bless you, sir. So there we are. Brilliant stuff. But we need to pray for our brothers. It's It's crazy, but have a wee look at this. This is what real faith looks like. These people are just finished burying their kith and kin and their children, and look at the joy in their faces celebrating our Lord and Saviour. It's unbelievable. We need to watch these people and take a lesson from them, okay? So the next time you wake up and think, do you know something? I can't be bored going to church. Do you think I'll get a miss? A bit tired, but you remember, these people take their life literally in their hands just for going to church. So remember that next time you try and cop out, you're going to church, you're going to the service. You remember that. These people risk their life to go to church. Incredible, isn't it? Anyway, keep in your prayers. Please pray for the persecuted brethren all over the world. Please, please pray. And our wee man that we're back in Manchester, you know the guy? What's his name again? Jamie. He was meant to be getting confirmed in the church all week there. He got a letter from the bishop. No, we're not confirming you. Your community activities. So standing up for white girls not being raped or murdered has made the Anglicans say, we don't want nothing to do with you. I said, Jamie, I told you, I warned you, the Anglicans won't touch you. You need to go to the Presbyterians or the Catholics, they'll be all right, but the Anglicans won't touch you. So pray for Jamie and the people there, but pray for all our persecuted brethren. I'm going to leave you with this. I don't know if any of you remember this. Memories of My Life, absolutely unbelievable song from 1970, a Scottish band called Marmalade. And I think when you're going through these difficult times in life, and I know when I went through that period a couple of years ago, I listened to this song quite a lot, and it really meant a lot to me, but I forgot just how good it was until I heard it again a few years ago. So if any of you have heard it, you'll know what it is. If any of you haven't heard it, this is a song from 1970 from a Scottish band, and I'll tell you, it's one of the best and most beautifully worded songs, in my opinion, ever written. I'm going to leave you with it, and I hope you enjoy it. Mr. Griffin will be with you tomorrow. I shall be back with you Thursday. The good Lord preserves me. But until then, remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Dus vol.
Changing of sunlight to moonlight, reflections of my life. Oh, how they fill my eyes. The greetings of people in trouble, reflections of my life. Oh, how they fill my eyes. All my sorrow, sad tomorrow, take me back to my own home. All my crying, I'm changing.